Welcome back to another video. So today we are back to talk more about JoJoLands. We're on JoJoLands chapter 3, and the chapter is titled Find the Diamond in the Mansion. And it starts off with this nice little 4-panel thing where it shows Jodio, Paco, Dragona, and Usagi. It's showing them all in this little like 4-panel thing. It looks really nice. And we actually like continue off of last chapter, a direct continuation. So we see Jodio still observing Rohan Kishibe, and he's like walking around the pool trying to like avoid him but keep him watch on him. He's basically on watch duty while the rest of the gang tries to get the diamond, and he's watching Rohan and stuff like that, and he starts to like read some of Rohan's stuff that he has near the pool. Like he even has like a whole little manga, and in the manga, this is very interesting, right? So in the manga you see like a character which is the pink dart boy, and he kind of looks like Koichi Stan Echoes slash kind of like Heaven's Door. I feel like it's giving both Echoes and Heaven's Door, so I don't know if that's like a reference. It's supposed to be a reference to Echoes from part 4, but that's what it looks like to me. It looks like Echoes. And you see Jodio say, and this is a pink dart boy, it's a file of something half drawn. Woo, I'm so nervous and my hands are shaking. Just be able to see artwork like this is enough to make my day. But that doesn't change the fact that he's a rich guy on a ritzy vacation who brought a $6 million diamond with him to the mansion. Reminder that this Rohan is still like a manga slash anime artist like he was in the other universe, but we still don't know anything else, like if he has a stand, any more of like his abilities, or who he is like more else in this universe. Because the Rohan in the other universe was like very secretive and not like telling everything like he knew about, but this universe, I'm gonna go into more detail. They show more about how this Rohan is like kind of similar to his previous incarnation because he is a little sketchy. But we actually cut to like Dragona using her smooth operators to try and open this door, and you see that they're all like trying to get inside. Paco, Usagi, and Dragona are all trying to get inside, and they also see like this cat just roaming around, and they don't pay a lot of attention to it because they think it's just a stray cat, but keep that in mind for later, right? Dragona and Jody are like the main ones in contact with each other. They both have an earpiece and they're the ones talking to each other. And so the rest of the chapter we're going to see like they're going to be the one like exchanging information, right? And so we see them all start to go inside, Paco, Usagi, and Dragona, and they start looking for a safe because, you know, if someone's going to have a $6 million diamond, it's going to be in a safe. And they're all looking around, and there is a funny moment where Dragona tells Paco and Usagi to not like steal anything because, you know, like we're only here for the diamond. We don't want to look more sketchy, and we still have to take it through security. And you see like there's a panel where you just see Paco and Usagi just taking everything. Like you see Paco just taking a bunch of like, I think they're like sculptures or just like random statues or whatever. And then you see like Usagi trying to take all the alcohol, and that shit was actually like pretty funny. And there's even like a random moment where they're like looking for the safe, and Usagi comes up with a great idea where he sees a painting and he wants to grab some scissors and cut through the painting to see if the safe's gonna be behind it, which actually isn't a terrible idea, I ain't gonna lie, but I thought it was funny. Like, I like so far how comedic this part is so far. You're gonna see like even more like every chapter so far has had a funny ass moment. So we're gonna keep going, and they actually stumble across not the safe, but they stumble across a whole ass. I'm gonna say like it's giving meth lab because of Breaking Bad. Like I like Breaking Bad, and just there's already been like 2 Breaking Bad kind of references in this part so far, and this gives Breaking Bad. But then again, like, I shouldn't be saying that every time I see a meth lab or a lab where people use flask and shit that it's a meth lab, but it's giving Breaking Bad right now. And they're all like super confused about what's going on, and there's like even like these little rocks like all over the ground and stuff, and everyone's like really confused. And we see that it cuts back to Jodio, and Jodio's like talking about like him like seeing these volcano rocks for himself. Like they're also like on the table where Rohan was at, and he starts looking at it, and he starts talking. He says, a volcano, some lava. This one's a lava flow and cool lava. There's a crazy number of photos of volcanoes and lava and stuff. What's so fascinating about cool lava that he's taking these close up? On top of that, this place is dangerous and volcanically active. Tourists are allowed. Has he actually gone there? Rohan Kishibe, maybe because he's a mangaka, he's just interested in all sorts of things. So I'm assuming this is the like little thing that Rohan's gonna be interested in this part. Like, I don't know like a lot about like rocks or a volcano or anything special that you could do with it, but Rohan definitely knows something about that and is definitely like using that for something. Like he's either like burning them, trying to like make something with them. I don't know. Let me know down in the comment section down below if you have any ideas for what you can do with lava or anything like that, or do you think Rohan's doing with them. But Rohan is suspicious already. And even like the rest of them are asking like, what is this stuff? And Usagi like answers a question that Dragona asks, that is that the thing that Rohan has is a flask. And they don't know what a flask is, and so like Usagi goes like on a whole little like explanation explaining what a flask does, about how a flask heats things up and cools them down, and a beaker is used for measuring and stuff like that. Like he's just talking about common materials that you would use in this situation. It's a fun moment, it's a cute moment. This part kind of gets like, this is probably like one part of the chapter that like kind of like they stop going talking about. Like after this they kind of like move on. But I'm assuming in the next chapter they're going to talk more about this and why Rohan has all this like volcanic stuff. We come back to Jodio, and Jodio is actually looking at pictures of a dog, and he questions if Rohan Kishibe has a dog, and he looks around and he sees like this cat, and it's the same cat from the beginning of the chapter that's just roaming around. And this is a weird ass cat, I ain't gonna lie, this looks like a man cat or something. Like it has a weird ass face, bro, and that's what gave me, I was already suspicious. When I saw this cat, I was already suspicious, but we're gonna keep going. Just like stay patient, stay patient. And there's a moment that's actually like crazy, that Rohan actually gets out of the pool, and Jodio's like actually surprised. Like Jodio's like actually scared and stuff. And Rohan actually gets out and starts looking around. And I feel like in the situation, Rohan was definitely like looking around thinking something suspicious, right? And Jodio immediately tells Dragona that, yo, we got an emergency situation. Rohan got out the pool. Y'all gotta get out of there. And Dragona's asking like, did he notice us? And then Jodio's like, no, not yet, but it's dangerous now. And he's basically just trying to warn Dragona that they might have to leave now. And we go to Rohan. And Rohan says that cat, where'd it come from? Is it a stray? It's quite strange for a cat to just show up here all of a sudden. Could that cat possibly belong to someone? And Jodio is like confused when he said that, right? But then he keeps on talking to Dragona, and Dragona is basically like saying like, we still haven't found the diamond yet, we can't leave yet. And then Jodio's basically like trying to like convince her like, yo, if he runs into you in this mansion, this will turn into a robbery, we need to get out. And then right when Dragona's thinking about like ditching the mission, Usagi and Paco end up finding the safe. And so they decide, yo, we're gonna just keep on going. Like Dragona's like, you know what, I'm just gonna keep trying to open it, and we're just gonna have to try as fast as we can. And she's basically telling like Paco and Usagi like, yo, if Rohan's gonna show up, let me know so we can get out of here before he gets here. And Dragona starts activating her stand ability, which is going to open up the safe. So Jodio realizes that Rohan's about to go back inside, which Rohan does. He actually opens the door. And then Jodio decides to activate November Rain to distract Rohan, to see if like he would come back outside, or he would come back to the door and not try to go to where the safe is at. And Rohan even like does get distracted, and actually like also gets like stung by one of his cactuses. I don't know how Rohan did that. This Rohan seems very, very careless, but I'm gonna go into more detail about Rohan at the end of the chapter. But it was a pretty weird moment that when he just randomly got stung by one of his cactus. Jodio starts to tell Dragona like, do you think you can make it to the safe? And once again, Jodio looks around and he sees the cat from that was outside go back inside the house, right? And then we see Rohan talk to himself saying, wait, could it be? And so I'm guessing that Rohan's starting to realize about something. I don't know if he's realizing about the cat yet, or if he's realizing that someone's in his house, right? We cut back to Dragona still opening up the safe, and it's taking a while because Dragona's stance move operators is not super strong, so like she can't just like rip out the door and do all the things that she normally can with her stand. Her stand's small and her stand is not that strong. And then we have a moment where Usagi actually like sees the cat. Like he sees the cat that we've been seeing all chapter. And at this point, when I saw the cat again, I was like, yeah, this cat is definitely suspicious. Like very, very suspicious. But we're gonna keep on going. Right? And so Usagi sees it and Paco sees it, and the cat starts to walk past them. Like it sees them and walks right past them, right? And then they're all saying like, how did the cat get in here? But then they lose their thought because Dragona finally opens up the safe and they see the diamond, and that shit is glistening. Like that shit is glistening. It looks really, really nice in this manga chapter. It looks really, really nice. It actually looks like pretty real. Rocky is just super good. Rocky's super good at drawing, and I just liked how he drew the reflection off of the diamond. It looks really, really nice. And you see that all of them are like freaking out. They're all happy. But then in the safe, they also see another chunk of cooled lava in the actual like safe. So I don't know why that's there, but once again, it's there. So I'm pretty sure next chapter we're gonna figure out what Rohan's doing with all this stuff. But they get the diamond, they put it in the bag, and they start to like walk off. And then you see, if you look at the panel, you can see at the bottom of the panel, you see like this little like fishing line go across Paco's leg. and Paco finally notices it, and it actually starts to like tighten like super hard, and actually starts to like cut Paco. It makes him fall down to the floor, and he's actually like starts like yelling a bit, and everyone's confused, like trying to get it off of him. And then as soon as Dragona tries to help like take it off of Paco, another fishing line pops up on Dragona's hand, and it ends up like getting tight around her hand too, and actually starts to like be attached to it. And then there's another line on the floor about to go to Usagi, but Usagi is like has the reaction time, and he actually like jumps up and actually dodges the fishing line. And then he actually starts to look around, and he sees that the line, I believe, was in the safe room. Like it actually like starts going away, and it's actually like translucent, and it's floating. So everyone's like super confused and wondering if this is like some type of new security system. But we JoJo fans, we know this is a stand. This is definitely a stand attack. And I'm assuming right now the gang is also figuring out, because they all start to talk, and the Usagi says, hey, it's got to be that cat that did this. That cat set up that string when it went down the hallway before, and then asking like where'd it go. And then Paco and Dragona were sort of like confused, like the cat. And it's like Usagi's like, come on, have you two not figured it out yet? There ain't no security system that works like this. That's a stand, and it's attacking us. That cat was targeting us the whole time. And then that's basically like the end of the chapter, because Rohan is still looking confused, and the Rohan says something is happening. First is that stray cat that went inside the house, but also this rain. I can't help but feel it's odd for this rain to suddenly show up out of nowhere. This doesn't seem like a natural phenomenon. It's only in the table area that has wet spots in the chair I left the iPad on. In the chair that I left the iPad on, almost like the rain was aimed in that area. And there's this cat that spines. And then Jojo's trying to get back in contact with Dragona, and then he can't hear her, and that's the end of the chapter. But alright, so there's a lot of things I want to talk about, but I couldn't really talk about them because I wanted to like cover the chapter first. But let's get into it. First things first, this is not, I don't think this is Rohan's stand. I don't even know Rohan even has a stand right now, but I'm assuming he does, because it is Rohan. He's a character from the last universe, so most of the time characters that show up again have stands. So I'm pretty sure Rohan has a stand, but I'm assuming now that Rohan's not going to be the main villain of this little heist arc. I think it's going to be whoever's controlling that cat stand. So I'm pretty sure that's like at this point it's confirmed so far that the cat is probably a remote control stand, and either the cat is looking for the diamond or something, because the rest of the gang, Paco, Usagi, and Dragona, think that it's part of the security system, but I don't think it is, because Rohan said like, yo, there's something weird going on, like that cat. He didn't know who the cat was, and I don't think he was playing dumb because he thought someone was around him or something. I think he generally doesn't know what that cat is. So I think that cat is someone else's stand that's also trying to steal the diamond, or maybe even steal the lava rocks or something. And so I think that whoever's controlling that stand is going to be the main villain of this little heist arc, and maybe Jojo and the gang work with Rohan to defeat the stand, right? We don't know what Rohan's doing with that lava stuff. We're gonna probably figure out next chapter like what's so specific about that lava stuff. I don't know if like Araki's making a reference to like real life shit, like maybe that like rock is like connected to something in real life, and maybe it makes diamonds or something. I don't know. I don't know a lot about volcanoes or rocks like that, so I don't know what Rohan's doing with that, and why it was also in the safe as something as important as a 6 million diamond. So I don't know about that. But one thing we got from this chapter really was more Rohan, and we see more about Rohan's character. Rohan seems more like a carefree guy. Like, he's not super serious. I feel like he's a little bit less serious than he was in the other universe, but Rohan in the other universe was still pretty wacky character, like still a wacky character. But like, you know, Rohan was like more of like super serious. He didn't fuck with certain people, like he didn't fuck with Josuke and stuff like that, but he was like nice to like Koichi and stuff. But it seems like this Rohan so far is a little bit more carefree and a little bit more, what's the word, naive? I guess that's the word. Like, he seems more relaxed and not like super tripping, which I don't know if that's because he's rich and like he's not like super like spazzing out about something, or maybe because he's actually like super powerful and has a stand, and like that's why. But I would be surprised if we don't get, we're gonna definitely get a stand fight next chapter. There's no way we're not going to, or the beginning of a stand. Like, we're probably gonna learn like what the stand does, this cat stand or whatever. We're probably gonna get that next chapter, and I'm very, very excited. I think I said everything I wanted to about this chapter. It was really, really nice to see. It's like these chapters be 40 pages long, so I'm so glad that I'm reading this monthly with together as a community, and not like having to catch up like I did for part 8, because these 40-page chapters can get a little draining if you're reading it back to back to back. But thank you guys for watching the video. Leave a like, subscribe, and see more content like this, and hit that bell button consistently. And I'm gonna see you guys next time. Peace.